I've done a video on why you wear the hakama and where it comes from. And I've also done a video on how to put on an OB belt. And there's several different ways you can put one on. So today, how do we put on a hakama? So I did have a comment a while back saying they couldn't figure out how to put one on. They're actually really easy to put on. So basically you have 4 straps, 2 really long ones, 2 really short ones, and something called a hera, H-E-R-A. That's just one name for it, and it's basically a spoon. Okay. These were either made out of wood mainly, or sometimes they could have been made out of animal bone, but mainly it was wood. And this is just going to help keep it in place. So I figured I'd show how you put one of these on. We had a friend one time, used to be, who said he would never wear one because he looked like a skirt. And they're not really a skirt. They're trousers. They're just really baggy. They're actually kind of comfortable too. So let's get into how we put one on. Like I said, they're very simple, very easy, and it doesn't take very long how to do it. So let's get into it. All right. So first off, you have your OB belt, goes around your waist. Okay. Now, traditionally, you just hold it out in front like that, where the back is right there. So traditionally what you do is you put your left leg in first. Okay, you don't put your right leg in first. So put your left leg in, and then your right. Okay. Now, there's a little ridge line that these attach to, the longest strap. So this ridge line right here is going to go above your OB belt. It doesn't go on it, it goes just above it. Okay, like so. Then you're going to take these straps. You're going to make an X over the knot. Then you're going to come to the front. So basically, the OB just below, it's just below the OB, flush with it, just like that. Okay. Then you're going to cross them like that. Now you can fold this one over like so. It's supposed to help keep it secure and in place, kind of snug it. And then once you get to the back, you're just going to tie a bow. Because you want to be able to untie it. So just like that. Now we're going to take the back of this, pull it up, grab this little spoon, put it right where that knot for your OB belt is, and it's going to hold that. Okay. Then we're going to grab our 2 shorter straps. Okay. And they're going to come down at an angle. All right. Now, this bunch that we have right here from the first strap, we're going to take one of these that crosses over, pull it up and over through that first strap, kind of pull it snug, tie, square knot, just like so. Now, some styles, they actually wrap it around there. They don't actually put a knot. Just depends. And then some schools, they'll just tuck it into their straps. But if you want the fancy, knot that everybody sees, which is actually, it looks like a bow tie. It's actually the letter 10 in Japanese. And I'll show you how to do that because I like doing that. It's very simple. Take your index finger, like so. Just take your index finger, put it on there. Okay, so it's like that right there. Take your thumb, put it right there. Now fold it over. Okay, so that should be the length of your index finger. Just like that. And then just keep folding it. Just like so. Once you get there, take it, put it like that. Now we're going to take this, wrap it through all this bunch that we have, like so, to the top down. Kind of straighten everything out as best as you can. You don't have to loop it that much. So what I like to do is just kind of fold it over itself, pull it through, just like so. Like I said, try and straighten it out. And now you have the letter 10 in Japanese. So that's actually the letter 10. Now from here, we can put our swords in. I'm going to use my O Tanto. Find that first layer of your obi and slip it in. And when it slips in, and you can push it all down. That's the nice thing about it. Now, when you slip it in, your wakasa or your tanto should be above this strap right here of your hakama. Okay. So just like so. This is what makes it really good practice of putting your sword through your obi belt with a hakama on. Is you have to find all those strands. And I just use my thumb to make an opening. And there you go. So it's very, 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 very simple to put a hakama. Now, some people wonder, how do you figure out the length for a hakama? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to measure from your waist or from your hip to your ankle bone. Okay, and that is the length that you want. So basically, just the top edge of the hakama is going to touch the highest point of your foot. All right. That's it. You don't want it any longer than that because you're going to wind up tripping. And then when you actually bend your knees, it will cover your feet. Some people say they wore them so they cover their feet so you couldn't see what they were doing. Don't believe that. Or I don't believe that. I think that's just a myth. So, and the reason why you put your left foot in first, you know, kind of like the song, you put your left foot in, put your left foot out type shit, is simple because you draw the sword with your right hand. So your right hand's always free. They do everything, so they decided to do everything from left to right. Like your gi, the left goes over the right. Okay. The only time the right goes over the left is if you're dead. So it's always left to right. So that's why you put your left foot in first, then your right foot. But like I said, and if everything's like the sword sticks up, just take everything, just kind of push it down, and your sword will actually sit the way it should. Because when you draw it, this should be facing off to the right, so you can come up and grab the sword. So it's closer to you. Shouldn't be over here. Shouldn't be right here. It should be right like that. Okay, so basically, that's the angle that your sword should sit. Even if you're not wearing a hakama and you're just wearing an obi, it should be sitting closest to the right of you as possible. because it's quicker for you to grab. That's why. Okay. And when you do draw it, even if you're squared up, like I said, you use the hips. You just don't use your arms to draw a katana. So you use your hips, you use your whole body to move it. And then when you put it back, you put it back in the same position that it was. So if you have your sword drawn out, you have it here, and it goes right back to where it was. And it's because this is your shield. It's better to have the handle of your sword damaged than lose your hand. So, but that's about it. Simple, easy, how to put on a hakama. And they are actually comfortable. They're not cumbersome. So, that's all I have for you guys. Have a good one.